we should be live on YouTube.
Present, I'm in my office in Somerset, Kentucky.
Tanya Fuller,
I'm here at my home in Greenup County.
Paula Sherlock,
I'm present. I'm in my home office in Prospect, Kentucky.
Anthony Wilhoit.
Here I'm in the commission offices in France.
Okay, that's everybody. We have a
Okay.
quorum.
We have a quorum, so we're duly constituted to do business. Because Commissioner Pullen has to leave early to get her shot, we're going to move the agenda around a little bit today, and we're going to start with the executive session part so we can have her here for that. So pursuant to KRS 61810 sub 1 sub K, the chair will entertain a motion that the commission go into executive session to discuss preliminary inquiries.
Move it.
Motion made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those, any discussion? Appearing to be none. All those who favor the motion signify by saying aye. Wave your hand or do whatever you want to do. The ayes have it and it's so ordered. And Mark, can you take us offline there? Okay, thank you, Mark. Now that we are back on the record, let me let the record reflect that all discussions during closed session were limited to preliminary inquiries and no final agency action was taken during closed session. Now that we have finished the closed session, is there a motion in regard to the complaint that, let me get the number, 20 LAC-03?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir, Michael.
I'd like to make a motion to dismiss case 20 LEC 03 as it does not state a claim that's a violation of the ethics code.
Okay, motion made. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Representative Ball and Tony Wilhoit. Any discussion? Appearing to be none. All those who favor the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and it is so ordered. Representative Pullen, happy getting a shot. Thank you all for that work on that issue. It's very difficult. It's been and very time consuming. Thanks to Mark and Laura and to Emily for all they've done. I think it was excellent work as always. And so we're very fortunate to have those folks working for us. Now that we're finished with that, we can go back to our normal agenda. And next thing is Laura, would you give us our staff report?
Sure. Could we get the minutes approved real quick before?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I so move.
Motion made. Is there a second?
Okay.
Okay, motion made and seconded to approve the minutes without objection. You're so ordered. Thank you, Laura, for reminding me of that.
Okay.
Now you're up to staff report.
All right. Great. Good to see you all again. Hated to miss our February meeting for snow, but maybe hopefully we won't have any more snow for a while. Just bringing you up to date again on COVID life here in Frankfurt. Actually, 1 year ago today, we started having one person in the office, and then we went to virtual, and now we're back to having one person in the office, especially during the session. We wanted to do that just so we'd be a lot more accessible to folks, but we're working on a rotating basis doing that. We still have the office closed to in-person services, although, sometimes people will drop things off, which is fine. We're masked up, socially distanced, and doing all those things. Again, I having done this year, I guess, in this strange time, I can't say enough good things about your staff. I mean, they just, hop in and work to get the job done. And it's just, incredible. Again, we haven't had any issues with, not getting all the filings in. Everybody answers their phone all the time. I mean, and it's great. And again, trying to be flexible to work out, when people have various family things going on or whatever. It's just a credit to the character of the folks that you have employed here, and I'm just overwhelmed with that all the time. And I hope I tell them enough. But anyway, so we've worked on getting all the financial disclosures in for the legislators. And Emily, did you want to mention anything about that? I mean, you worked really, really hard on that.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Yeah, the financial disclosures
were due February 16th. We were out that day because it was a snow day. The General Assembly was out. I think all of state government was out. Thankfully, our law has a grace period, 10-day grace period. So we were looking at getting those in all the way through February 26th. I can tell you that 74% of the House members utilized the online filing system. And I think we had only 2 or 3 that had some error problems with the system. In the Senate, 68% of the members use the online system, and 75% of LRC management staff filed electronically. So that's good. We also had 24 legislators that were not returning for one reason or another. And we've gotten all those in except one, and I'm in correspondence with the one. That person, unfortunately, has been ill. So we're working on that. It was good. It was all the way down to the wire because everybody was out the week that they were due to the weather. They're all on our website, thanks to Danita. And I really made them concentrate on answering every question this year. So that's good. Trying to get them into good habits.
Great. Okay, the next thing is the budget. We sent you an addendum Monday. There were some numbers that kind of accidentally got carried over from January's report. So February's report is correct. Kudos, of course, to Tom Hampton, who has been communicating with the legislative budget staff and obviously did a good job because we're perfectly where we need to be. And actually the House and Senate passed the legislative budget on Monday. So we're in good shape there. Let's see. Also, in terms of legislative stuff, obviously the session's still going on. We not at our insistence, we got placed in or the commission was placed in an ethics bill that actually would have had some problems. So we were able to communicate with the House staff to get ourselves extricated from that. It would really have affected the confidentiality of our proceedings in kind of a negative way. I don't think it was intentional. I think it was just some boilerplate that they were trying to use for another commission. And so anyway, we did work on that. The next thing I wanted to point out and really commend the hard work of Danita Crittenden on getting the bills report finished and out on our website. She's worked diligently for 2 years, really, with COT to try to get this report done. And what the report is, since 1993, the lobbyists have been required and the employers have been required to say, you know, which bills specifically they're lobbying on. So House Bill 2, you know, or if there's not a specific bill, they say, you know, groceries or whatever, but we want them to say which bills, because again, it's more transparency for the folks out there in the public. But there was no real way, even though that was public information, unless someone would call in and ask Danita, you know, well, who's lobbying on House Bill 1, you'd have to go through all the paperwork and glean that and see and be able to get that out. So what this does is reprograms our database to allow that to be made into a report, which Danita was able to put that on our website a couple weeks ago. So and there's in your packet, I think in the first packet that we sent out, there's a, you know, it'll show you how that looks. And then in the second packet, we wanted to send out a press release just to let people know. And that was, you know, actually, I think I think the Herald Leader picked up on that and pronounced it good. So I think that's a good thing. But again, Danita just has done just yeoman's work to get that done. And she's also working with, we're going to transition hopefully towards working with LRC to do a more broad-based update of our database. And Danita, do you want to talk about that, like in terms of what you're wanting to do?
Judge Wilhoit probably remembers we've always had trouble getting any work out of COT. I think June of 2019, you all approved a work order for COT to do some updates and get our bill report. And the bill report is the only thing I've gotten so far, and it's almost 2 years later. So it's been very frustrating. I'm in contact with them every month, every couple of weeks, trying to get more work committed and done through COT. I can't. So we have spoken to Mark Williams, one of them actually, people at LRC. I met with a group of the computer staff over there, and they also met with the director of LRC. And it looks like we possibly could be approved for them to rewrite our system completely. And that way, if we had something go wrong, we would have help immediately instead of having to wait 2 years to get anything done. I'm still in works with LRC. We don't have anything committed yet, but we have spoken and they are looking into it for us. And I'm hopeful that they have at least agreed to look at us and possibly take us over. So that's where we're at on that. But I haven't really gotten any of our work that you all approved from 2 years ago done by COT. So I'm still waiting, just patiently waiting.
Yeah, well, that would be great if we could get LRC to support us
Oh yeah.
on our technology. COT is, they work for all state agencies.
Yeah.
And so, you got a long line to get in sometimes to get their attention. And I think it would be great if we could get that support level from LRC. A lot of talented people in LRC.
Very.
And plus they can, as you said, give us really good support. So I think even if that creates limits for us, it's still better than trying to use COT for all this stuff.
Just to give you an idea, I mean, we're not talking immediately. It would probably be a summer project for LRC, up into the fall. It would take quite a while to get the program rewritten and up and running, but we are in talks with them. So that just makes me really happy.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I also wanted to point out that Danita sent additional dates for meetings in that email that you got for your Zoom. So just if you make a note of that. Unfortunately, Mr. Huddleston and Ms. Frybert will be leaving us in May. So we hate that, but we understand. And I believe Judge Sherlock will be kind of hanging on with us as hopefully we can get her to not go to North Carolina. But I wanted you to kind of be aware of that as well. So let's see. And there's a lot of informal opinions in there. Sorry, we wrote, it's like volume 1 and volume 2 of various opinions. But please feel free to, ask me any questions. Again, if they have to do with specific things, we probably need to go back into executive session. But I think you can see, they kind of cover the gamut, soup to nuts, and obviously because the session is going on, we have an uptick, more volume of different questions, but I think we've been able to address, hopefully people's concerns and, get them the answers they need in a timely way, which is again, the point of, it's not helpful to have your question hang around for, a week or so while you're waiting to vote on a bill or something. So anyway, I think.
Laura, hang on just a minute. Representative Freiberg.
Oh, sorry.
Because this is my last meeting, I want to say my farewells, but I have been involved in ethics, which is in government, which is a very important issue, since 1992, when the federal government came in here, sent our Speaker of the House to the pokey. Several legislators, several lobbyists, and I was in my seat on the House floor the day the FBI came in and started peeling off people to interview. This legislator in an office over here, another legislator in an office down here. And it was such a sinking feeling to see people who were your comrades, people who had been trusted with the government, have this happen. So I was one of the people who was appointed to a task force on legislative ethics. And that task force made recommendations to set up this very commission and to develop the code. So you people are on the side of the angels, willing to serve. And this is a very consequential commission. And Phil Huddleston was one of the people when I was newly in the legislature to kind of shepherd me through some proposals. So it has been great to have him here. And Tony Wilhoit, of course, is legendary. If you say the Kentucky Legislative Ethics Commission to people who know nothing about state government, they know about Tony and his reputation. So it has truly been a privilege for me to serve in this capacity. We made sure that legislators themselves could not serve to judge themselves. And I think that this commission is working the way we intended for it to work. Instead of just being a punitive commission, we now have legislators coming to us and bothering our good staff to say, is this, will this be okay with the code of ethics? Am I all right in doing this? And that's the way it should work. And then if you don't do it right, then we can be punitive. But I think it has very much worked the way those of us who served on that task force wanted it to work. And I will be 85 in a couple of months. And this pandemic has made me reorder some things and to be less programmed in my life. And grandchildren, and I hope soon great-grandchildren, are going to fill in some spaces where I'm moving away from being so programmed. But thank you for being involved in this wonderful commission.
You know, I may have misspoken. You all are both, you and Mr. Huddleston will stay on until May 1st is when your term ends. So hopefully you have one more. If we have another meeting, hopefully you all will be at that meeting. But
it may. If they're slow with the reappointment, I could come because I live close by.
Sure.
So, but actually, this may be my final meeting, and it's been a pleasure to have a couple of other women on this commission for a lot of years. I was the only one. And it's been so good to have Judge Sherlock, and now we have another former judge, and it's good for them to be here.
I would like to just say that I have been so honored and feel so fortunate to have been associated with the Kentucky General Assembly for over 4 decades. It's hard to believe. And I have really enjoyed and feel so lucky to have been a comrade of the members of the commission and to be associated with the commission and with their fine staff. And it was a very, with some sadness, real sadness, that I leave the commission, but I think in terms of my own family situation with the siblings that are older and have no children and need some assistance, it is something I need to do at this point in time. So, but I really appreciate each and every one of you all and believe that the work of the commission is so very important. And I've followed it down through the years since its inception. And like Representative Fribert said, I have been so lucky to work with her and Tanya and so many fine legislators down through the years. And I believe the legislative process is so important to the direction that our Commonwealth takes and the well-being of our citizens. So I encourage you all to continue the good work that I know that you're going to do.
Well, let me just say that I'm up for reappointment, and I did agree to stay on if the Senate President wants to keep me on. So I'm not sure whether or not I'll still be on, but that we'll see. He thought that was a good idea at one point. He made, hopefully he'll still think it's a good idea. But in regard to Ms. Fribert and to Phil, on behalf of the commission, I just want to thank you all for your service. You know, I can remember I'm like Phil, I was involved with the legislature for a long time. I can remember when Pat Fribert served in the legislature. She was a great lady then, and she's a great lady to deal with now. And so we appreciate all you have done for the process, for the commission, for trying to make things better. And you know, Phil, the same way. Phil's been around there for, I guess, as long as I have. And he's done a lot of good things. He's helped a lot of people, you know, regardless of political affiliation and whatnot. He's jumped in and made people feel welcome and helped them find, you know, how to get around and where the bathroom is and wherever, how to get around the legislative process, which is no small deal. And so I want to thank him too. The one thing I will say to both of you all, which is I think important to note at the end of your stellar careers, is that you made a difference. Both of you made a difference. And thank you for your time and your effort and your work with us.
Don't get us a plaque. Save the commission's money, because I'm going through closets that I haven't been through for years, and I don't need plaques.
I agree. I agree.
Laura, you still, you have anything else?
I don't think so. I mean, again, like I said, we've done a lot of informals and just, you know, as they say, trying to keep the lid on.
Yeah. Well, I think those informal opinions are vital. That's the reason we don't have more complaints and more hearings and more difficulty here, is because, you know, we've got our legislators sort of acclimated to asking, looking before they leap. And that's a very good thing. And our staff does a very good job of protecting them through giving them correct information. And it works quite well. Anyone else have any comments? Any further business?
Well, if I can just say, it's been such a pleasure to know Pat and Phil through this commission. You are not people that I had ever met before in my path here in Kentucky, but it has been such a pleasure to work with both of you. And Pat, if you ever figure out what to do with all those old plaques, let us know. Yeah.
I'm afraid, I hope Tony can figure out how to get there without Pat. But he's been to Frankfurt a couple times in his life, so maybe he'll hang in there. I do appreciate him. So anything else to come before the commission? Any further business? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
A motion and second.
Second.
All those who favor the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and so ordered. Thank you, folks, for a really good meeting. You worked hard. You did some really good things, and don't leave feeling like we didn't get everything done we needed to get done, or you wanted us to get done. We did everything we could do. Okay. So thanks for your efforts and your support, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the future. Bye-bye.
Oh, Phil.
Bye.